to make the word great again? Answer. Go right with Peter Boykin, constitutionalist for liberty, bringing you the news that matters and do right. Think right, go right, be right. For America, let's make the world great again. Tune in to Go Right News. Let freedom begin.
Welcome back to Hashtag Go Right with Peter Boykin. We're going to go after our viral video roundup and follow it up with our Hashtag Go Right recap. First up on the viral videos, the CNN Van Jones admits Trump's intelligence in a surprising turn. Van Jones from CNN acknowledges Trump's intellectual prowess over his critics, highlighting an unexpected recognition from the left-leaning media. Here's where CNN Van Jones admits Trump is smarter than his critics.
Donald Trump is not an idiot. Donald Trump, let me just be very clear. Donald Trump is smarter than me, you, and all critics. You know how we know? Because he has the White House, the Senate, the House.
Totally agree.
Court, the popular vote. He has a massive media ecosystem bigger than the mainstream built around him and for him, and a religious fervor in a political movement around him. And his best buddy is the richest person in the history of the world, and the most relevant Kennedy is with him. This dude is a phenomenon. He is the most powerful human on earth and in our lifetime. And we're still saying, well, how was this guy? We look like idiots to ordinary people.
You're totally right.
Liberal admits GOP strategic move. A liberal commentator credits Republicans for smartly reallocating undocumented immigrants to blue states, calling it one of the GOP's shrewdest political maneuvers. Watch as a liberal admits Republicans busing illegals to blue states was the smartest thing they ever did. Watch this.
On the immigration front, there was a tendency amongst Democrats, and especially Democrats who are discussing the issue, so people who do interviews or are part of the media, to minimize it over the first 2.5 years when there were a lot of people coming in here. And I thought that it was a stunt, you know, when they started busing migrants. They go to Martha's Vineyard.
Yeah.
It was the smartest thing they ever did.
Well, it's interesting because I have a friend who lives in Florida, and I said, what did you think of Ron DeSantis and Greg Abbott taking some of these immigrants and moving them to northern states? And she said, I thought it was great because nobody really was paying attention before that. And I do think that this untold story was the strain on social services and communities, particularly along the border, this influx, huge influx of immigrants was having. And I think the mainstream media, however you define that these days, kind of ignored that story to its peril.
And here's Mitt Romney praises Donald Trump, GOP influence on his way out. Even Mitt Romney gives Trump credit for transforming the Republican Party, a nod to Trump's lasting impact on party dynamics. Are pigs flying? Because Mitt Romney gives Trump credit for changing the GOP. Watch this. And we'll be right back with our hashtag Go Right recap.
City on a hill.
Welcome back to State of the Union. Mitt Romney there in March 2016, not mincing words about then candidate, not yet the nominee, Donald Trump in 2016, particularly Trump's refusal to disavow the support of Ku Klux Klan leader David Duke in an interview earlier that year. We talked about where Romney thinks the party goes from here in our conversation. Here's more of that. You said in an interview a few months ago that, quote, there's a good chance that the Republican Party is going to need to be rebuilt or reoriented, and that you want to have a voice in the post-Trump Republican Party. Do you think that do you still think there's going to be a post-Trump Republican Party, or is MAGA, now the Republican Party?
Oh, MAGA is the Republican Party, and Donald Trump is the Republican Party today. And if you were to ask me who the nominee will be in 2028, I think it'll be J.D. Vance. All right. He's smart, well-spoken, part of the MAGA movement.
You said something pretty harsh about him a few months ago, though. You could not have less respect for somebody than J.D. Vance.
Long ago. I'm not going to rehash history. And we've worked together in the Senate since then. But I that is what the Republican Party is. And will the party need to change? Look, the Republican Party has become the party of the working class, middle class voter. And you've got to give Donald Trump credit for having done that, taken that away from the Democrats. Democrats pushed him out. All right, the Bernie Sanders, Elizabeth Warren faction of the Democrat Party with some of this, defund the police and transgenders in, biological males in women's sports. These things had a lot of people in the middle class just flee the Democratic Party. They're now Republicans. Now, one of the challenges in my party is that our policies do not necessarily line up with the interests of our voters. And so there'll be some reorientation that's going to be necessary in my party. The Democrat Party is the one in trouble. I don't know how they recover. I'm not going to tell them what to do because I would begin to have the capacity to do so. But they've lost their base. Union guys and gals have left the Democratic Party and are voting Republican. And the Democratic Party is seen not as rich people, but as college professors and woke scolds. And that's not an attractive feature.
Before you ran for the Senate, you came forward and gave a very tough speech about...
Welcome back to hashtag Go Right with Peter Boykin. This is our hashtag Go Right recap remix. Today we went over headlines like ABC forced to pay Trump millions for defamation. DOGE hones in on first targets for federal efficiency. Japan's SoftBank invests $100 billion in America. And TikTok's legal battle, a fight for survival and possibly free speech in the United States. Overall, folks, this is how it breaks down. From legal battles to economic promises and a fight for free speech, we've covered the landscape of our constitutional republic. ABC's settlement with Trump, DOGE's physical reforms, SoftBank's investments, and TikTok's Supreme Court plea illustrates the diverse challenges and opportunities ahead. Don't forget to catch these discussions on hashtag Go Right with Peter Boykin. For more in-depth analysis, visit Go Right News. Check us out on Rumble. Follow us on hashtag Go Right with platforms like Spreaker, Spotify, Apple, Amazon, YouTube, and Twitter and TikTok. Nope, never mind. Screw TikTok. Support our mission to uphold liberty by donating in Cash App at $ Peter Boykin, the number 1, and links are at gorightnews.com and peterboykin.com. Let's keep the conversation going and make America right again. God bless everybody. Peace.